Good afternoon, sports fans, and welcome to the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network for this afternoon's edition of Heartland Championship Wrestling. My name is Dave Little, and we are coming to you live from the Dave Cave with action from the Atlantic Wrestling Federation. We are here in Atlanta, Georgia, at the legendary Omni Auditorium, with an exciting evening of action, and the fans are already starting to pack it in as we say hello to Carl Zilla, our Red Sox fan, Joseph Hickle, and Carl Zilla. Oh, I got Carl Zilla twice. Howdy, howdy to you, sir. Now, as you know, I have been experiencing some technical problems here in the Dave Cave. If you caught my update earlier in the day, I am broadcasting from a little MiFi cellular hotspot rather than my typical cable internet connection. So forgive me for any technical mishaps which may occur along the way. I seem to have about a 20 to 30 second delay in the upload speed, but otherwise it looks like we are connected and moving along nicely. So we will get on to the action for tonight's card. Your main event for tonight will be for the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship, with Barry Windham set to defend the title against Sting. We also have a couple of other exciting matches for the broadcast. A number one contenders match for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship held by Dr. Death Steve Williams. And here in Atlanta, it will be the former champion VADER taking on Jumbo TSURUTA, the Dixie Heavyweight Champion. They are the top two contenders for the NWA Championship, and they will duel tonight to determine who will get the next shot at Dr. Death. And we'll start things off with tag team action. But first, let's run down what has happened already here in Atlanta, as the show opened with Dangerous Dan Spivey picking up a hard-fought win over Buddy Landell. In tag team action, we saw somewhat of an upset as Cowboy Bob Orton and Rowdy Roddy Piper teamed up and used their tag team chemistry to the best of their advantage to get the win over the Lucha Brothers. Orton getting the pin on Rey Fenix by way of a superplex. Then it was Ole Anderson with a surprising count-out victory over Ron Simmons, as Simmons physically dominated most of that match until Ole was able to take the action out to the arena floor and drill Ron Simmons with a big spinning neckbreaker on the arena floor. And Simmons was unable to recover. And just before we went to air, another very competitive match as Adrian Adonis, the New York City biker gang member Adrian Adonis card, defeated the Destroyer. So Adrian Adonis, using the Goodnight Irene, that devastating sleeper hold, put down the Destroyer and moves one step closer to a title match against whoever comes out of tonight's contest victorious. And now we are ready to get things started. Your opening contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Russia at a total combined weight of, 578 pounds. It is the team of ALEXIS SMIRNOFF and NIKOLAI VOLKOFF. So Volkov and SMIRNOFF coming down to the ring to the boos of the fans here in the Atlanta Omni. But this is a match with some championship implications, and Volkov and SMIRNOFF have been trying to work their way up the championship ladder. And in the meantime, their opponents, who are going to have an intense amount of applause from the fans here in Atlanta, accompanied to the ring by their manager, Precious Paul Ellering, at a total combined weight of 565 pounds. Out of Chicago, Illinois, Hawk and Animal, the Road Warriors. So the Road Warriors will take on Alexis Smirnoff and Nikolai Volkov in tag team competition to start the show. And as you can see, Animal has the yellow tag, the orange tag on his, attached to his card, meaning that he is wrestling injured. Just a minor injury, had a neck sprain about 4 weeks ago in a match against Harlem Heat. So he is a step slow on his agility, and the pin rating is up a tick, but otherwise the Animal is good to go, and he and Hawk are anxious to get back into the ring after that stunning defeat at the hands of Harlem Heat, in hopes of working their way up to a title match against the Atlantic Tag Team Champions, the Steiner Brothers. I am Iron Man, says Michael Brana. And an update from Frank Wainscott, talking about the desire to have the Freebirds and the Von Erichs square off, and certainly I am happy to consider that request. In fact, we have pay-per-view action coming up in early July. I believe July 9th is the day of our Freedom Festival pay-per-view, and we will book a six-man match for the Freebirds and the Von Erichs for the show on July 9th, as that will always be well received by the fans of classic wrestling action. All right, thank you for that, Frank, and we wish you all the best with your health, and we will get that match on the channel here in just a couple of weeks. But now it is the Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal, taking on Nikolai Volkov and Alexis Smirnoff, with Precious Paul Ellering at ringside, and it will be Hawk starting things off against Alexis Smirnoff as we get this match started. And the opening initiative role is won by Smirnoff. So Smirnoff coming out, what's he going to do? He is going to just take Hawk down to the mat and try and rub his face into the mat. What a humiliating move that he is attempting here. This is a choice F maneuver, so he'll need a roll of 6 or lower to make that happen. And on a roll of 5, he has got Hawk face down on the mat and rubbing his nose into the canvas, and Hawk is not very happy about that. Neither are the fans here in Atlanta. But Smirnoff is in control, and as Hawk gets to his knees, it is a big boot to the face from Smirnoff, right to the side of the head of Hawk. Hawk thought about a tag, but he is not going to tag out as of yet. He is not going to let himself get humiliated in that fashion. And now it is Smirnoff attempting the elbow drop, and Hawk rolls out of the way of that. And Hawk gets to his feet and pounds his chest, and the crowd is cheering. And now Hawk makes the tag to Animal, and they are going to time their run perfectly at Alexis Smirnoff and take him down with a running double clothesline. And that is going to cost Smirnoff a point of fatigue, as the Road Warriors teamed up and obliterated Smirnoff with that running double clothesline. As Ultimate Wildcat Fan is in the chat room, my good buddy Kevin Butcher. Kevin, are we going to see you at Galacticon here in a couple of weeks? I sure hope so. And just curious to know if the annual Filsinger Games gathering this year in Chicago, driving distance for both of us. Hopefully we will get to meet up at that venue. Now Animal is large and in charge as he comes into the ring and moves out against Smirnoff with a blatant choke. Just choking Smirnoff down to the mat. Smirnoff down on his back on the mat with Animal in control. And Animal now is going to break the count as the referee puts the 5 count on him, but as Smirnoff gets to his feet, it is Animal with a big scoop and a power slam down to the canvas again. Smirnoff taking all kinds of punishment here. Animal goes for the cover. The pin roll here is 4 or lower, but on a roll of 6, Smirnoff is able to kick out. But he is already taking damage early in this match as the Road Warriors have taken control. Animal now, what's he going to do? He is going to just pitch Smirnoff out of the ring, and here we go, out to the arena floor. Both these men A-rated performers on the arena floor, And with SMIRNOFF, with a roll of 5, that is the double DQ roll. Both wrestlers roll disqualification. Animal with a DQ roll of 6. He fails the first roll. And if he fails again, I'm going to let Paul Ellering use a distraction. And on a roll of 6, we may have a disqualification here if Ellering cannot make the distraction. And no, Ellering does not make the distraction roll. Will SMIRNOFF be disqualified? He has got a DQ roll of 5 or lower. He will not be disqualified. And just like that, it is Animal who gets himself disqualified after beating down Alexis SMIRNOFF. Animal showing his frustration. He was injured at the hands of Harlem Heat. They lost that match. And now Animal has messed around and gotten himself disqualified here. And that is going to take the Road Warriors down another peg in the championship contenders ratings. His Ultimate Wildcats fan says he will be there with his son Matthew. All right, that should be a good time for everybody. Been a few years since I have seen Matthew at any of these events. But it will be good to reconnect the weekend of July the 16th at Galacticon. That's on my to-do list, is to get those arrangements made. But back to Atlanta, we have just had a controversial disqualification finish. And I am going to pull up my disqualification homebrew chart and see what might have happened to cause that. And we will and it looks like the reason for disqualification was use of the ring apparatus. So Hawk probably took the ring bell or something and laid waste to Alexis SMIRNOFF in that situation to earn himself the disqualification. And let's see if there are any post-disqualification antics. And on a roll of 9, it is SMIRNOFF trying to fight back on Animal, as Animal nails SMIRNOFF with the ring bell. Animal gets disqualified. SMIRNOFF comes back, and they will brawl out to the arena floor. Nobody took advantage in the brawl. The referees were able to separate the two men. But Animal has gotten his team disqualified by use of the ring bell. And that is a defeat for the Road Warriors, much to the chagrin of the fans here in the chat room and the fans throughout the Atlanta Omni. Today was the last day of Animal's injury, so when he returns to action, he will be fully recovered. But he will again be an angry and frustrated man, having lost 2 matches in a row now, one by way of countout and the other by way of disqualification. So the Road Warriors go home disappointed. Who was the ref that DQ'd the Warriors and not the Russians? Probably, what was that dude's name? Nikita Breznikov or somebody of that ilk, refereeing in this contest. The only named referee I really tend to use is Bryce Remsburg, because he is, of course, a friend of the family and a big fan of the Filsinger gaming universe, and I will use Bryce as the senior referee in my Shimmer matches. But otherwise, I don't tend to use named referees. But whoever the referee was tonight is going to have to sneak out the back door of the auditorium and get out of town. Danny Davis, says John Solner. Thank you for weighing in, John. Yeah, Danny Davis, dangerous Danny Davis would be another good option for that role. But it is time to move on to our next contest. And this is a number 1 contenders match for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. The winner of this next match will move on to our July pay-per-view Freedom Festival 2022 to meet the World Heavyweight Champion Steve Dr. Death Williams, who has continued to hold that title against all odds. Introducing first, 6'5", 265 pounds, out of Yamanishi, Japan. This is Jumbo Tsuruta. Jumbo Tsuruta, a member in good standing of the Atlantic Wrestling Federation roster and the current Dixie heavyweight champion. And he has made his way up the ranks by defending that title to become the number 2 ranked contender to the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. And his opponent, he is 6'5", 452 pounds, out of the Rocky Mountains of Colorado. He is a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. This is Big Van Vader. So it is Big Van Vader against Jumbo Tsuruta with a world title match on the line. As we get things rolling here with our second match. And the opening initiative roll is won by Vader. And Vader coming out strong. He wants another shot at the World Championship that he lost to Dr. Death. And Vader quickly grabs Tsuruta off the opening lockup, whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Tsuruta. And on a roll of 7, it is Tsuruta who grabs the arm of Vader and reverses that whip. And it is Vader headed to the turnbuckle. And on a roll of 10, it is a big kick from Tsuruta. That staggers Vader. Tsuruta quickly takes charge. What's Tsuruta going to do here? He is going to go with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Vader. And on a roll of 9, that is the power rating. And of course, power is the operative word for Vader. So Vader knocks Tsuruta down to the canvas as they come together in the center of the ring. Vader now taking control, and Vader with a big front slam taking Tsuruta down to the mat hard. Tsuruta slow to get to his feet. What time is it? Says Ultimate Wildcat fan. Hopefully it will be Vader time. As Vader now with a whip to the, thought about a whip to the ropes, thinks better of it. He's going to roll up and just go for a blatant chokehold on Tsuruta. Referee calling for the break. And Vader is going to follow that up with an attempted drop kick, but Tsuruta, the more agile of the two men, is able to sidestep the drop kick and come back with another whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Vader, and on a roll of 6, it's another reversal. Vader grabs the arm of Tsuruta and sends Tsuruta toward the turnbuckle, and now it is a big kick from Vader that nails Tsuruta and stuns him. Vader now follows that up with another big body slam. Down to the canvas hard. Vader taking control early in this match by way of his incredible strength. And Vader with another big body slam. Tsuruta goes down and finally rolls out of the ring. This is to the advantage of Vader. But we'll see what happens here. And on a roll of 6, that is the best man win roll. Vader is an A, Tsuruta is a B, so Vader wins the brawl on the arena floor. And Vader is in control as we head back, and Vader's going to pitch him right back out of the ring. And here we go. Tsuruta on the outside on a roll of 7 is going to be forced to make that helpless crawl back into the ring with Vader awaiting, and Vader's just going to pick him up and suplex him back into the ring, and down to the canvas hard goes Tsuruta. Vader in control. Vader goes to the Vader bomb. That is a +1 finisher, so the pin roll here is Snake Eyes. But on a roll of 5, Tsuruta is able to kick out, and the match will continue. Vader, after some back and forth action, has overpowered Tsuruta and taken control. And after the Whomper Jaw roll, we get another Vader bomb. That is another +1, and that is going to make it a number 3 roll. And on a roll of 8, Tsuruta kicks out again. And it looks like we may have some choppy video here, but we'll muscle through this. As Vader now goes with a bone-crunching splash into the turnbuckle. The full weight of Vader slamming against Tsuruta at the turnbuckle. And Tsuruta staggers back to the center of the ring where Vader is ready and waiting to take control. Here's a big clothesline from Vader that sends Tsuruta back down to the canvas. But as Vader moves in, Tsuruta tries to counter with a punch. Vader, the stronger of the two men, is able to overpower that and come back with another power body slam, taking Tsuruta back down to the canvas. What a show of physical dominance we have seen from Vader here at the beginning of this match. Vader still in control. Goes with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes TSURUTA, and on a roll of 7, another big kick from Vader keeps the big man in control. As TSURUTA staggers to his feet, and Vader grabs him in a front chancery and takes him down to the canvas, wearing down the smaller opponents. 265 pounds, and this guy's the smaller opponent. He's given up almost 200 pounds to the massive Vader. And now Vader with another running body avalanche into the corner, and TSURUTA slumps down to the canvas. Vader this time, is he going to go for the moonsault? This is a fun mechanic, so we'll give this a try. Vader may instead try the moonsault +3, but on a roll of 1 to 3, he will miss, and the opponent takes over on level 3 offense. And on a roll of 5, Vader nails the moonsault. That is a +3 finisher. The pin roll now is 6 or lower, and on a roll of 3, he got him. So Vader with the moonsault scores a clean and decisive pinfall victory over Jumbo TSURUTA to win that match and become once again the #1 contender to the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. So on July the 9th at Freedom Festival 2022, it will be Vader against Dr. Death Steve Williams in a rematch for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. So congratulations to the big man, Vader. It is Vader time, says Ultimate Wildcat Fan, and I know there's somebody in there who is committed to boo Vader at every opportunity. Let's see, who was that? That was Carl Zilla, booing Vader at every opportunity. But it is Vader who is your winner. And that brings us to the main event of the evening. The following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit, and it is for the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first the challenger, 6'2", 260 pounds, out of Venice Beach, California. This is the man called Sting. And boy, I was a huge fan of Surfer Sting, or Happy Sting as I called him. I was less of a fan of the Crow and the more somber gimmick, because I thought Sting had a tremendous amount of charisma as a bleach blonde babyface, getting the crowd riled up. But Sting's career certainly is second to none in terms of his longevity and his contributions to the sport. And now Sting is challenging for the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. His opponent is your reigning and defending Atlantic Heavyweight Champion. He is accompanied to the ring by James J. Dillon, and he is 6'7", 273 pounds, out of Sweetwater, Texas. He is the Atlantic Heavyweight Champion. This is Barry Windham. And I'm surprised that the Filsinger card set that I am aware of does not have a manager card for James J. Dillon, as prolific a manager as he was. He does have a wrestler card in the game. And maybe one day we will see a James J. Dillon manager card. But now we are ready for action here as Windham takes on Sting. And Carl Zilla saying couldn't get into Crow Sting. And at the time, I always wondered if that happened when Sting blew up his knee at the Clash of the Champions, when Happy Sting tried to jump onto the cage and blew out his patella tendon and had to come back after months, if not a year of rehab. And if the Crow gimmick was designed to facilitate slower paced and maybe less athletically explosive matches out of Sting. That was my theory at the time. I could be wrong. That was 30 years ago. But Sting and Barry Windham are set for battle here in Atlanta in the main event at the Omni, with the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship on the line. So Kevin Butcher is saying he does have a manager card. So that's good to know. And remind me what set that came in, and I will look into adding that to my collection. for situations just like this. But right now we will just use his distractor rating of 7 or lower, and we'll use the standard manager interference chart if the opportunity arises. Managers get 2 activations in any given match for either distractions on a pin attempt or disqualification or out-and-out interference. So here we go with the opening initiative roll, and that is won by Sting. Both men have a -1 agility. Sting has a slight power advantage and a pin advantage as well. And it is Sting coming out with a vertical suplex, gets Wyndham up, over, and down to the canvas on that power move. And Sting now quickly with a one-handed bulldog as Wyndham gets to his feet. Sting goes to the ropes, grabs Wyndham by the back of the neck, and slams him face down to the canvas. He's going to go for a cover here on Snake Eyes, but on a roll of 5, Wyndham kicks out, and Sting already has the momentum going here in the opening moments of this title defense. Sting now goes to the Stinger Splash, and that's an add 1 move. Stinger Splash by Sting. Wyndham is hurt. Sting still in control. And now Sting is going to go for a drop kick on a choice C roll. So he is going to need 6 or lower to connect on the drop kick against Wyndham. And on a roll of 3, he nails it. Sting nails the drop kick. And Wyndham goes down. Wyndham is down. Sting is in control. What's he going to do now? Another Stinger Splash hits home, and another point of fatigue quickly added to Barry Wyndham. That is 3 quick points of fatigue for Wyndham. And it is at the 3 points of fatigue point in the match where I go to the manager interference chart. So James J. Dillon is going to use his first opportunity to have an influence on this match. And on a roll of 8, your manager attacks the opponent. Roll disqualification 4. There is not a disqualification here. The opponent fights off the attack and throws the manager out of the ring. Then the opponent attacks you. Opponent rolls on level 3 offense. So Sting was ready and waiting for the attack by James J. Dillon. James J. Dillon took off the shoe, tried to take a swing at the Stinger, and the Stinger just grabbed Dillon and threw him off the apron and down to the arena floor. Sting now back in control. And Sting with a Pescado dive to the outside, and Wyndham goes down again. Boy, Sting has been in control since the opening bell. And now Sting with another Stinger Splash. He hit the Stinger Splash again, and Wyndham is pretty much a dead man walking here. He is on Dream Street, staggering back out to the center of the ring, and Sting with another one-handed bulldog takes Wyndham back down to the canvas again. Wow. Sting has been in control from the opening. And now Sting with another Stinger Splash. That's another add 1 move. He's going to go for the cover. The pin roll now is 7. James J. Dillon is going to try for the distraction, and on a roll of Snake Eyes, he is successful in distracting the referee. But he is out of options here as Sting is still in control. And now another Pescado from Sting, and Wyndham is hurt, but still trying to work his way back into this match. Chops to the chest from Sting. Sting pounds his chest and hollers at the crowd here at the Omni, and they are into this. Sting now has a choice A maneuver, spinning back fist choice A. That's either a ropes rating of A or a belly-to-belly on 6 or lower. I think we're going to go to the belly-to-belly on 6 or lower. And on a roll of 7, Wyndham is able to reverse the belly-to-belly. And it is Wyndham who gets behind Sting and puts on the sleeper. Sleeper hold applied by Barry Wyndham. That is a very, very smart move by a very, very smart champion. Try to slow down the momentum of the Stinger. He's got Stinger down to one knee with that sleeper hold. Sting is down, and Wyndham now is going to pitch Sting out of the ring. Another good thinking move by Wyndham. Maybe he can force a count out or a disqualification out here. Both these men are B-rated performers on the arena floor. And on a roll of 8, It is Sting who has to make that helpless crawl to get back into the ring. Sting still a little bit on Dream Street. Wyndham has taken a lot of punishment, but Wyndham has the advantage here as Sting crawls back into the ring, and Wyndham with a knee drop. And Sting is hurt, dropping the knee on Sting as Sting crawled back in through the ropes. Wyndham now, a big power slam, takes Sting down to the canvas. Both men getting to their feet. Wyndham still in control. Wyndham thought about a whip to the ropes and instead just goes with a hip toss, but Sting blocks that, and Sting comes back and goes with a whip to the turnbuckle. Wyndham tried the hip toss. Sting grabs him by the arm, throws him into the turnbuckle, and on a roll of 9, it is a big kick from Sting that once again has Wyndham hurt. What's Sting going to do now? Another one-handed bulldog takes Wyndham down to the canvas. Wyndham back to his feet. Sting with an elbow drop. Wyndham rolls out of the way of the elbow drop, and Wyndham fires back with an attempted uppercut punch. That is a power move. Sting has the power advantage. So Sting blocks the uppercut, and Sting with a rolling capo kick coming off the ropes and stunning Barry Wyndham, and Wyndham once again is going to roll out under the bottom rope and out of the ring. Out we go to the arena floor once again, and on a roll of 7, that is again the helpless crawl roll for Wyndham as he is forced to come back into the ring where Sting is waiting. And Sting now is going to pitch Wyndham right back out of the ring. We may see some shenanigans here. And on a roll of 9, indeed, that takes us to the out of the ring homebrew chart. Out of the ring again, I call this chart. And on a roll of 4, that is the tables chart. There's going to be table-based shenanigans here with Wyndham on the outside of the ring. And the table is set up. The table is set up on the arena floor. Both wrestlers have to roll back into the ring to determine, to beat the 10 count. And now we go to the gut check roll, and the gut check roll is strongly going to favor Sting since Wyndham has those 6 points of fatigue. And sure enough, Wyndham gets a 6 minus 6 is 0. Sting gets a 5 minus 0 is 5. Sting will be in control as the wrestlers return to the ring. But there is now a table set up on the arena floor for future reference. And Sting is going to go for a Pescado dive. Didn't get all of it. But Sting is first back to his feet, and he is going to attempt now a moonsault. This is a choice C maneuver. He'll need 6 or lower to hit this. And on a roll of 6, he got him. Sting with a moonsault hits Wyndham, and Wyndham again rolls out to the arena floor. And on a roll of 6, that's the best man wins roll. These men are evenly rated, so the advantage remains with the wrestler on offense, who is Sting. And Sting now is going to go for, he's thinking about a death jump. Wyndham has a death jump rating of A, so Sting is going to think better of that, and Sting instead is going to go for a spinning back fist on a roll of 6 or lower. And on a roll of 10, Wyndham blocks the spinning back fist, and it is Wyndham with a big suplex that takes Sting up, over, and down to the canvas hard. So maybe Sting should have gone with the death jump, but instead he tried the whip to the ropes. Wyndham blocked that and came back with a suplex. He's going to go for a cover here, and Sting kicks right out of that. Sting with a pin rating of only 1, so no need to even roll the cover. But Wyndham is in control here with the level 3 offense, and now he is going to go for the figure 4 leg lock, trying once again to slow things down. Sting able to make his way to the bottom rope and not be forced to submit, but then Wyndham goes back to the sleeper hold. Boy, for being worn out, Wyndham is wrestling an ingenious match, just trying to save his title, as Sting now is going to crawl out of the ring, gets to the ropes to avoid the sleeper hold, but Sting needs trying to shake the cobwebs out there. And on a roll of 3, that's good for Sting. From the outside of the ring, he grabs Wyndham, pulls him out of the ring, and smashes him into the turnbuckle post. Roll again on level 3 offense. Sting in control here. And now he's going to go for yet another Stinger Splash, and he nails another Stinger Splash. Coming back into the ring, Wyndham now has eaten 7 points of fatigue. And Sting is in control. And Sting now is, this time he will go for the whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Wyndham. And on a roll of 3, it is Sting trying a sunset flip, but Wyndham grabs his legs and rolls him into a pinning combination. The pin roll here is snake eyes for Wyndham. And on a roll of 5, Sting kicks out, but another very alert move by the champion. Wyndham wrestling the match of his life here after being severely beaten down by Sting in the early going. Wyndham now back in control, and it is a knee drop from Wyndham. And Sting is hurt. A hip toss from Wyndham, and Sting now is dazed. Wyndham now with an uppercut punch. Sting blocks that, and Sting fires back with another rolling capo kick, and Wyndham is stunned. Sting follows that up with the one-handed bulldog. Wyndham back to his knees. Sting's got the momentum going once again. He goes for the elbow drop, but Wyndham rolls out of the way of the elbow drop. Level 2 reversal for Wyndham, and Wyndham with another big suplex. And another pin attempt here. The pin roll is 3. And on a roll of 8, Sting kicks out, but Wyndham's comeback continues. And as much as the fans love Sting, you got to admire the stick-to-itiveness and the fortitude of Wyndham as he has kept in this match so far. What's Wyndham going to do now? He's going up for a death jump. Death jump by Barry Windham. And on a roll of 5, that's not good for Wyndham. Wyndham climbs to the top rope, but Sting grabs him and throws him off the turnbuckle and into the ring. Wyndham goes down hard. Sting now back in control. And another Stinger Splash. And another stunning move by Wyndham. Sting has not been able to hit the Scorpion Deathlock yet, but I've lost count of how many Stinger Splashes he has hit. Sting now in control, and now he rolls out of the ring, and so we will go back out of the ring down to the arena floor. And this time on a roll of 8, that is the helpless crawl for Wyndham. Wyndham crawling back into the ring where Sting awaits, and now the Scorpion Deathlock has been applied. That is a +3 finisher. 3 plus 8 is 11. Only on boxcars will Wyndham survive the Scorpion Deathlock. And on a roll of 10, Wyndham is forced to tap out, but what a match that was for the Stinger. As Sting really controlled the pace of most of that match, and finally, after a very gallant effort by Barry Windham, Sting forces him to tap out to the Scorpion Deathlock, and that is your match. And we have a new winner and a new Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. Congratulations to Sting. Sting is your winner and your new Atlantic Heavyweight Champion. Where's JJ, says Ultimate Wildcat fan. JJ used both of his interference attempts earlier in the match. He used the interference and he used a distraction. So JJ Dillon was took his shots early on, and Windham survived and had to battle on his own. Perhaps after the second distraction, he got kicked out of ringside or some such. But Windham will live to fight again another day. This is a territorial belt, so Windham will get an automatic rematch against Sting. But tonight, your winner and new Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, this is Sting. As we say hello to Salvatore America, another phenomenal clash of Sting versus Windham. Thank you, Salvador, for checking things out. Hope all is well. Bring extra charts to Galacticon, please, Dave. I will certainly do that. Somebody somewhere made me some fancy looking out of the ring again charts, I think. If not, I just have the spreadsheet for them. But yeah, I will definitely come up with something for Galacticon to share my out of the ring again chart for Ringside Mayhem. All right, well, thank you, everybody, for coming out to today's card. I am so glad that the internet was cooperative and we were able to get the show on the channel. And hopefully by next week, I will be back up to full speed from the desktop. Al Red Sox fan, Salvador America, Ultimate Wildcat fan, Kevin Butcher, Carl Zilla. Who else do we have here? John Sellner. Stopped in for a cameo. Michael Brana, the Iron Man. Frank Wainscott, Joseph Hinkle. And just a great crowd here today on the Epic Broadcasting Network. Congratulations once again to Sting. He is your new Atlantic Heavyweight Champion. And thank you to everybody who has checked things out this afternoon. As I mentioned, tomorrow, My Journey with Jesus. And next Friday, hopefully back on the channel with the Epic Basketball League. And until then, thank you all for checking out